Hi, I'm Julia Canello, the Marketing Director here at Aquacycl, and welcome to Wastewater Wednesdays. I just got back from Stockholm Water Week. It was Aquacycl's first time, and it was an amazing experience. I wanted to share some of the key takeaways, the discussions, things that came out that I thought were particularly relevant. And they're, in my mind, discussions that are really important and discussions that we need to be having more often, not just at Stockholm Water Week and other water-related events. So first and foremost, there was a lot of talk, especially I mostly attended the corporate-related sessions, so I'll focus more on that. And there was a lot of talk around collaborative action. And there are some really good things taking place between a number of the different corporates that were there, recognizing and acting on the need that acting on the realization that any individual action alone isn't enough, and we need to work together. Even if one company is having amazing water stewardship, water strategy practices, if the rest of the basin within which they're operating isn't doing their part as well, then the desired outcome is never going to materialize. So that's really important in terms of collaborative action. Another thing that came up a bit was around financial risks of water, and not just, the big numbers that we've heard thrown around in different forums and discussions, but really the importance to internalize that from the companies, that are recognizing that they have these large financial risks, as well as the investment community in valuing and evaluating, making investment decisions. And then one thing which I thought was really interesting was this idea of double materiality in water-related topics. And that would be, a water impact might also have a climate-related impact, or multiple impacts in terms of water security, water risk, water stewardship, water quality, and so really accounting for the multiple benefits. Another thing that I really liked, the WBCSD is putting out the Freshwater Accountability Navigator, and it's coming out in December. It's a really cool platform for all of the water-related tools, so water risk filters, stewardship, like AWS tools, like just really kind of mapping out across the journey what are the different tools that are accessible, and I like that a lot. And then there were two things that came out that I really appreciated. One was around the role of youth, and one was about Indigenous people and how we make sure that in all of the future discussions and decisions, these voices not only need to be heard, but need to be key partners at the table. I think that's really important. And another point was around innovation. The theme of the conference was about innovation, and how innovation is not just technology innovation, but it could be policy or governance-related innovations. And there was a lot of sharing of ideas and sharing of experiences around innovations. And the last thing that I really liked was on how to communicate differently in terms of water. And, the authenticity in communication and how to connect with people. A lot of times, we always say the water people talk to water people, and how do we break out of those silos? And there was a really good discussion with one of the film panels where it was really around how we can engage different, non-traditional stakeholders and also adopt new communication styles and technologies. I think a lot of times, again, we think through our lens of very static LinkedIn posts and, website and PDFs and white papers, and really how can we bring in more dynamic communication, especially relating to the last point, as more and more youth are coming into the water industry, communicating in a way that resonates and that is more approachable. So that was really my key takeaways. I think one of the presentations, he was a gentleman from Netafim, said it's not a project, it's a mission. And I loved that.